Hey guys, today I'm doing a review for Goosebumps Series 2000, number 23, Slappy's Nightmare. That's the back, though it's really just a scene from the book, though they use it as a blurb, though that really annoys me. I love this book. This is my favourite Slappy book so far. I thought that Slappy is actually the protagonist in this book. It's not actually from his perspective saying, "Oh, I am Slappy" or whatever, but like the book revolves around him. So basically, Jimmy Old James. I love Jimmy Old James. He's to Slappy. He's like, "Oh, I found this new ventriloquist." Oh, it actually starts off really surprisingly. So in the first, chapter or something, Jimmy Old James is like to Slappy, "Alright, Slappy, I don't want you to be a jerk." And Slappy's like, "I don't give a crap, Jimmy Old James." And basically, he goes up, he gets this kid to go up, and Slappy, I get that this was 20 years ago, but Slappy straight up calls this kid fatso or whatever. He also does that in Living Dummy too, forgot to mention that. But yeah, that's might be one of the reasons why this wasn't reprinted. But yeah, he straight up calls the kid a fatso or whatever, and he bites the kid's ear. So it was pretty dark stuff for Goosebumps, and you can it mentions the kid's pain. He's like, "Oh my god, get off! Oh, whoa, 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 whoa!" So yeah, and then Jimmy O. James, he's like, "Oh, Slappy, it doesn't matter that you've been a jerk." Well, he doesn't really say that, but he says that he's got a replacement for Slappy, and he's basically gonna put Slappy to sleep forever and replace him with the new doll, even though, Dummy, who's called Wally and looks identical to him, though I don't really know how he, knows that ventriloquist dummy's gonna be good. Also kinda annoys me that they say put to sleep forever when it's basically just killing him, because they say that he'll go to sleep forever and never live again. So, isn't that just killing him? Then why don't they call it killing him? But yeah. So he puts the curse on him, but it's actually he'll only go to sleep forever if he doesn't do 3 good deeds within a week, I think. So what was I gonna say again? He ends up with this girl that I can't remember the name of. It's Georgia. I remembered that because sorry to anyone called Georgia, but I don't like your name. I don't like the name Georgia. No offense to you. Don't take it personally. I don't hate your personality. I just hate your name. Sorry any Georgias watching this, though I only get 2 views per video if I'm lucky, and I find it pretty unlikely that someone watching this is called Georgia, but yeah. Who has a sister called Stella, who is really unlikable. R.L. Stine's really good at writing, unlikable characters, especially in, You Can't Scare Me, most Living Dummy books, you know. So he ends up with that girl, and Stella's, a jerk about everything. Stella's a bit younger, you know. So he gets to their house, and it also turns out that, their dad dies. R.L. Stine doesn't do that much, that very much, it kind of happened in Beware the Snowman, also in, I think maybe it happened in How to Kill a Monster, I can't remember, but he doesn't really do that much. I thought that was a good thing, I didn't dislike it or anything, but yeah. So she's a single mother or whatever, so, she has a really messy room, the girl, Georgia. So Slappy, since he needs to go 3 good deeds, he tries to clean their room for her over the night. He spends ages on it, just getting every single spot, and finally he goes to sleep, and then he wakes up and it's even worse. I think the curtains are ripped or whatever. Yeah, just everything's absolute crap. Oh, what was I gonna say again? Oh yeah, so he thinks it's Stella, and they all think it's Stella. So yeah, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna get into without getting spoilers. But I'm gonna go over my overall review. I really love this book. 9.5 out of 10. My favourite Slappy book so far. My reviews, they keep getting better. So the original Living Dummy is probably 7.5. Living Dummy 2 is an 8. Living Dummy 3 is an 8.5, Bride is a 9, and this a 9.5. I really loved how Slappy was the protagonist. I kind of wish they would be good if it, instead of it being Slappy did this, Slappy would be like, oh, I went to do something, like, because we've never done that before, where it's from the actual full perspective of a monster. Yeah. So yeah, I loved Slappy. He's actually kind of like scared of death. You wouldn't really expect that, but you know, it's a good thing. Yeah, wait a sec. I think I'm gonna have to pause it. So yeah, overall I'd give this book like a 9 out of 10. No, 9.5 out of 10. Sorry that I need to pause that there. Characters were really good, really liked Slappy, really liked everything. I thought the twist, I'm not actually going to get into the twist because I'll probably accidentally end up spoiling something. Yeah. Anyway, now I'm gonna say goodbye to any of you people that haven't read this and get into spoilers. So, the girl, she goes, they have like a neighbor or someone called Maggie who's also like a kid, but she's stuck in a wheelchair because she broke like her rib or something in the back. I can't remember. Not like permanently stuck in a wheelchair, just temporarily because she broke something. So she does a ventriloquist act for her. Stella's a jerk like normal, and yeah, eventually the wheelchair starts like toppling down a hill, and Slappy saves her, but then I think somehow it goes wrong, but I honestly cannot remember. Oh yeah, it's someone pushed her, so they're trying to figure out who pushed her. And Stella's saying he didn't do it, but she doesn't think it's Stella, you know. Blah blah blah, and then Slappy's like, "Oh, I'll never get my good deed done." Because Stella's gonna keep messing it up. So he tries to kill Stella. He does not hesitate at all. He's just like, I'm gonna kill that little that little B word or whatever. He's like, you know, completely fine with it, you know. So he goes into the room to kill her, and she has an axe, and she beats Slappy with the axe. He cuts to her. She cuts his shoe in like half or something, can't really remember. But yeah, Slappy goes back. So eventually Amy takes Slappy to school. Somehow she doesn't get bullied for it. Wow. Yeah, Amy takes Slappy to school and he sees Stella and he's like, oh, why is Stella here? She doesn't even go here. That's a reference to Mean Girls. Well, the book wasn't a reference to Mean Girls, but that's like a quote from Mean Girls, aka the greatest movie of all time. I have it on DVD right here. It's the greatest movie of all time. Everyone should watch it. Yeah, and then yeah, this was made even before Mean Girls, so actually Mean Girls is ripping this off. Just kidding, this is all jokes. And then, it's not actually Stella, it's Wally. He did all of that. He messed up all of Slappy's stuff. Then, Slappy wakes up, it was all a dream. Okay, I have heard bad stuff about the ending, and I was expecting that wouldn't be there was just a dream, because it's Slappy's nightmare, but no way can they make it that bad, you know? So, yeah, it's called Slappy's Nightmare. They probably should have made the title better, and then I could understand why people were so mad about the ending. But it's called Slappy's Nightmare in the series, where there's a twist at the end of every book. I don't get why everyone had such a problem with it, unless it's just about the Wally thing, which I was also fine with. I thought Wally was fine. Wally's the other Slappy clone thing that's been messing everything up. But yeah, then it ends with Jimmy O. James. I love saying Jimmy O. James. Yeah, he says, oh, what does he say again? He's like, oh, I got this new dummy called Wally, and you're gonna go to sleep forever, and the dream becomes real. And he's like, no, maybe it's to do with that why the ending is so bad, in quotations. Yeah, but I didn't have a problem with the ending because, like, I was pretty much expecting it since it was called Slappy's Nightmare. I would be annoyed if it wasn't called Slappy's Nightmare and it was called, like, The Revenge of Slappy. Then I'd be annoyed, but, you know. Forgot to mention, I think the cover's alright, but not the greatest. My favourite Slappy cover is probably 1 or 2, the US version. Anyway, I'm gonna go now before this review gets 10 minutes. Bye.